Today's struggle you're in is developing the strength that you need tomorrow. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Maria. Today I'm going to be sharing my weight loss journey. So where did I start? I actually started this when after my child's delivery, after my child's birth. So I didn't do any vigorous exercises right at the beginning. I actually started with like 30-minute everyday walk. So I actually consulted my doctor before doing that as well, because I had a C-section, and be it a C-section or a normal delivery, your body takes time to heal. So it's always recommended to check with your doctor what kind of exercises you can start with, and then you can continue your journey. So this is how I started. I started my journey like with a weight loss, doing every day 30 minutes walk, be it in the morning or in the evening. So I used to do it continuously on every day, but not on the weekends. I didn't get time. So I did every day continuously. So I gradually increased my exercises, but I will come to that part later. So I must say the postpartum phase is very different to every woman. It depends from person to person. So for me, I was lucky enough that I didn't had to go through that phase like postpartum depression, because now every woman during that phase, like they face the depression, the postpartum depression. So that's very common. I had my support of my husband during actually my pregnancy and my after the delivery. It was a period of COVID. So right after my child's birth, we went into lockdown, and there was a lot of restrictions in place. There were border closures where our parents couldn't come, and I didn't have any support there. But with my husband's help and my own help, and I couldn't do much, but we did it. We actually went through that, and we became more independent. We're not dependent on anyone now as well. We were strong enough, but we overcome that. With my husband's help, I could do that, and I started my weight loss with everyday walk. So that's how I started. So after like about after 3 to 4 months of the delivery, I slowly started to do some home workouts, like doing just the normal workout at home. I browsed a lot of videos on YouTube and did some way like workouts at home, because I used to work from home, and did a 30-minute walk. That's how I started. And slowly, when it comes to my diet, I will talk to you about that later. So before that, what do we do? As soon as we talk about diet, what comes to our mind? It's like you need to have a restricted diet, like no carbs at all, or maybe just have like protein and have a keto diet full of fiber. No, you cannot put your body like go through that. Just you need to get adjusted first. So being an Indian myself, it was very hard to be without rice, and I still did lose weight even after eating rice. So that's how, like, you need to have some portion control and balanced diet. That is really important. So before going into that diet talk, we can talk about the 7 important tips that I followed in my weight loss journey. The first tip is eating a calorie deficit meal, where you need to portion control your meal, where you need to include your vegetables, fruits, and protein. That's how is a balanced diet. And the next point is um, having enough sleep, not sleeping more than 8 hours. 8 hours is more than sufficient. Drinking a lot of water, at least 7 to 8 glasses of water per day. That's really important. Keep yourself hydrated throughout. Next one is eating less carbs and burn more calories. Have not more than 1 cup of carbs, be it rice. If you're eating chapati, have just one or 1.5 to the most. And consume, like burn more calories, like do some strength training. So the third point is strength training, that is at least 3 to 4 times a week of strength training. You can do strength training at your home or at the gym. If you're a beginner, do it without weights. Start without weights, and then gradually you can increase your strength training with weights. And even weight, you can start from 3, 4, 5 kilos at the start, and then gradually increase your weight. The more you lift your weight, the more you lose your weight. So the fourth tip is finish your dinner before 8 p.m. at the max. Do not have heavier meals after. And the next important tip is avoid sugar. Avoid aerated drinks like soda or Coke, any aerated drinks. That is really important. And if you're on a overweight BMI side, I must say you need to avoid even dairy products like milk or yogurt, anything. But for me, I was not at the end of my overweight. I must say I was at the beginning of my overweight calculation, where if you calculate your BMI, you will know that range. So I was in the beginning of my overweight. So I was about 78 kilos immediately after I gave my child's birth. So I was 78 kilos, and now it's about 65 kilos. So I've lost about 12 to 13 kilos. You need to be consistent. So that's the last point I'm talking about. So the last tip is being more patient and being consistent with your routine. So being patient, what does it mean? You cannot expect results straight after a week or in a day. Some people expect to lose 1 kilo a day. I see a lot of videos on YouTube, lose 1 kilo per day. You definitely cannot. Your body needs time to get adjusted. So being consistent is another point where you need to get adjusted to the routine and do the same thing every day. Even if you miss that routine, come back to that routine. You don't have to lose that positivity. So continue, be positive, be confident, and continue the same routine every day. So being consistent is really important to see the results. So I was being consistent in my weight loss journey. I actually did the same routine. I wasn't bored to do that. Once you find out what your body needs, once you find out what meals that you can eat, so there are different options of meals. I can show you, for examples, in the next slides. Like I can show you the photos of how my meals were. So those kind of things you can just, once you know what you're doing, and you will definitely like doing that. So the next thing what I'm going to talk about is exercise. For me, I started home workouts, as I told you before, without any weights. I did it at home, like I did lunges, like upper body workouts and lower body workouts. Upper body included dumbbells. I started with 2 kilo dumbbells, where I did dumbbell push-ups or like dumbbell press and squats. Squats is really important if you want to reduce weight around your waist. And lunges, planks is really important for your upper body and your core. beat side planks or planks. Start your planks with 1 minute or maybe even 30 seconds. So start your planks timing with 30 seconds and gradually increase. Go to 1 minute or 2 minutes. The more time you take in your planks, the more you lose weight, especially in your belly where you want to lose weight. So that kind of training, I did strength training, like I lifted weights at the gym. I did the gym workouts, and uh, I did it, get advice from my PT, personal trainer. I did do that for a month, and once I came to know how do they do, like with weights, or what kind of exercises your PT tells you. Once I got that, the routine of workout, I stopped training with my personal trainer. I did it on my own, and I did strength training. In my gym we had group classes like HIIT, that's high intensity interval training. That's I really enjoyed that, doing high intensity interval training. And also I did some cardio exercises before I started my workout. So those kind of exercises are really very important. Even if you're a beginner, you can start with home workouts. Like I There's so many videos on YouTube. You can do those kind of workouts, but I will post some videos of my workout, how I did, in my next video or in future. So this was my exercise routine. Okay, the next thing I'm going to talk about is how you can shop for your grocery. That's really important. I really like to shop grocery for my family, where I what I do is, first I list out what I need for that week, and I go shopping. Whatever I buy, for example, I read the labels. Like, it's really important to read the labels. What kind of what how much sugar's in it. Sugar is present in every product. So even if you buy milk, there's sugar. So you need to read those kind of labels. Be it if you're buying oil, what kind of oil is good for your body. Any the local oil, the cold pressed oils, like virgin coconut oil or olive oil, groundnut oil, grapeseed oil, almond oil, or even avocado oil, that's easily available nowadays in the market. So you don't please avoid processed oils like sunflower oil or canola oil, rice bran. That's all processed. So I usually do the grocery shopping like that. So I usually buy only olive oil for my cooking. Like, olive oil has different type of smoke points. You can always see that and buy, because of our Indian cooking. We tend to do a lot of like tadkas or seasoning, tempering. So I use those kind of or for tempering I use gingerly oil, that is nallanai, and coconut oil for tempering. So in Indian cooking we can do that, and that's a major change you can do, and that's what I did. And another thing to avoid when you go to a grocery, to avoid that aisle where they have all these packaged items, like beet, chips, or biscuits, cakes. All those are packed and processed. Example, even the tinned foods that's available easily, like tinned fish or tinned chicken. Avoid those kind of foods. Buy fresh food, and avoid aerated drinks, soft drinks like soda or coke. Don't go to that aisle at all. That's what I did, because when I go there, I get tempted to buy those kind of foods. So I avoided to go to that aisle. So I purchased those kind of healthy items, like fill your pantry with millets, lentils, those kind of things. So that's what I did for my grocery shopping. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to talk about is how was my diet. Okay, instead of telling the word diet, I must say that's clean eating, like clean eating habits. So I started my day with a warm glass of water infused with fennel seeds and cumin seeds. I soaked that overnight and I boiled it, and then along with it, I had, after drinking the warm water, I had 5 almonds that's soaked overnight, and I peeled it and I had it. So I did this every day at the start. As soon as I wake up, I weigh myself. So before drinking water, weigh yourself every day and note down what's your weight every day. So then you can see your results. And also it's equally important to measure yourself. I did that as well, to measure myself, like how you measure for your dress. So when you go to your tailor, so that way you need to measure yourself, your arms, your chest, your hip, your waistline, your thighs, and everything. So you can see inch loss. The first thing you will notice is your inch loss. For some people, you will see your loss on your scale. So it totally depends. You cannot rely on your weighing scale. You cannot, for some people, it's inches. So it takes time. So the next thing I did was, my meal was portion controlled. So I had 1 cup of rice with 2 vegetables, like any poriyal or any sabzi. So I had 2 kind of vegetables and 1 protein, be it chicken, fish, or if I'm going if I want to have vegetarian, I have protein like paneer or soya. So those kind of proteins, and a salad, a bowl of salad. I wasn't fancy. My salad is very simple, that I had some cucumbers and carrots. Just sliced them up and I had that bowl. So one more important thing I did is, I first used to finish my salad bowl and then I had my meal. After that, I have a cup of yogurt, just a small cup of yogurt. So that was my meal. You can see in the picture that it has all the balanced diet in the picture, as you can see. So the next thing I did, I used to eat smaller meals throughout the day. So I used to break into 5 meals. For example, my first meal in the morning is to be warm water, as I told you before. After waking up, it's with fennel seeds and cumin seeds and 5 almonds. So then that will be at around 7 a.m. Then after that, I do my workout. I did my workout around 8 o'clock. I finish by 9 and I have my breakfast. So I have my breakfast at around between 9 to 9:30. So my breakfast includes, like, I used to have different meal, like different breakfast options. Like, for example, someday I used to have ragi dosa with chutney, whatever is available at home. I used to have, or maybe with paneer. I used to make uttapam, vegetable like carrot and paneer, grate that and had. If it's going to be uttapam, I used to have only one, and along with coffee. I used to have coffee with plant-based milk, not dairy milk. So I like oat milk, especially oat milk with coffee. It's really delicious. So that's how I started having. So that was my breakfast. So if it's going to be dosa, it's going to be 2 dosas. And if it's going to be uttapam, it's 1 uttapam, small one with 1 cup of coffee. And other options like poha. I used to have poha with peanuts and again with less oil, prepared with less oil. And other option is, I had wholemeal bread or sourdough bread with avocado, smashed avocado, and halloumi. Halloumi is a grilled, Greek cheese. You can also use paneer or maybe replace with egg. So if you're having egg, make sure you have the whole egg. Don't go with egg white or avoid egg yolk. You need to have the whole protein, 1 whole egg. that is enough. If you're having 2 eggs, have 1 egg and 1 egg white, so that will be sufficient. And I had, what else I had? Yeah, so after my breakfast, then comes the most important thing. Between the breakfast and your lunch, you need to have something in between. At around 11 o'clock, I used to be hungry, so I used to have any local fruit. For example, I used to have an orange or an apple or watermelon, whatever is available, any fruit, that is like just one bowl of that. And then at around that used to be around between 11 to 11:30, that my mid-morning snack. And at around 12:30 or 1, between 12:30 to 1, I used to have my lunch. For lunch, as I told you before, it's going to be one one cup of rice, 2 vegetables, and 1 cup of yogurt, that small cup of yogurt, and a bowl of salad. That was my meal. That was between 12:30 to 1. And the next meal was at around 4 o'clock in the evening. That's where you get hungry again. So that's also important. Having meals in between lunch, breakfast, and having meal between your lunch and dinner, after your lunch and your dinner, that's really important. Because if you don't have anything between those times, you're going to overeat in your lunch and your dinner. So that's really important. So again, at 4 or 4:30, I used to have a cup of green tea with nuts, like be it walnuts or almonds again, or even if you have, black chana salad, like just soak it overnight, boil it, and I used to have it with some onions, carrots, and just one small bowl of that, or even roasted chana dal, or maybe puffed rice. That is also a good option, or even popcorn with less salt. That's another good option. So those kind of lighter meals, or maybe if you have any fruit, for example, half orange with 1 cup of green tea, that's really good. So the next meal will be at 7:30. Between 7:30 to 8 o'clock, I used to finish my dinner. That's really important. So to have lighter meals, like before 8 p.m., that's very important. So I used to have options like soup, or I used to make my own soup, not the packaged soup. Avoid having the packaged soup from the grocery. So you need to make your own soup. It's very easy. Like I can show you my future videos about those kind of meal options. Like soup, I used to have tomato soup or paneer soup, oat soup, those kind of soups. Or even I used to have, even if it's going to be like for tiffin kind of items like dosa or idli, I used to have ragi idli or ragi dosa. Just my mother or mother-in-law used to make the batter, so I used to put 2 spoons of ragi flour into that dosa batter. It's not like I'm going to make my ragi batter from scratch, ragi dosa batter. I can make it, but I didn't have that time. So I used to make it with what was available. So those kind of things. And other option is to have like, if it's going to be the bread or any sandwich. So I used to have one whole meal sandwich, like with cucumber or tomato, grill with some green chutney, and I used to have that. So that was my evening meal. I used to not have rice in the night. I used to avoid rice. Even if you're having, you can have 1 cup of rice. That's up to you. But again, if you're not having rice, you can have these meal options. If you're having rice, don't have more than 1 cup. That's important. So that was my meal options. And before going to bed, I used to have chamomile tea, which is very important, like for your sleep. So if you're used to having milk, have it with turmeric and little bit of pepper. That's really good. And again, if you want to lose more weight, go with plant-based milk. And again, if you have any like bone issues or bone density issues, consult with your doctor and you can have dairy milk. So again, this kind of meal or diet, what I took it for myself. I wasn't advised by anyone. And if you're more concerned, you need to have a nutrition, go for it. And this diet actually was my own, and I customized according to my body needs, what my body needs. So again, a disclaimer for this video: I am not a nutritionist, and every body is different and on how it reacts. So it's better to consult your doctor or your nutritionist, and you can go with those kind of things. So again, before I conclude this video, be patient, be consistent, and you can definitely see the result like how I did. This is what I did, and I lost 13 kilos. Can you believe it? And yes, I did it. So follow me for more videos on weight loss and weight loss options, like different meal options. Follow me for more. Please, if you like this video, share and like, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And I will see you in my next video. Thank you.